Welcome. Look up at the sky. What do you see? Stars, clouds, the soft glow of the moon. It all seems so peaceful, so normal. But what if that sky wasn't what it seemed? What if, hidden behind the veil of clouds and starlight, something far more sinister lurked? Imagine a strange shimmer in the atmosphere, then a blinding flash. One ship appears, then two, then a fleet. Giant otherworldly crafts slowly descending over your city. Your heart races, your mind freezes, you're not dreaming. And yet you are, because none of this is real. They say seeing is believing, but what happens when even your eyes can be tricked? What if the most convincing, most breathtaking event you ever witnessed was nothing but a grand illusion? What if the alien invasion you fear isn't coming from deep space but from within our own governments, corporations, and secret organizations? This is the terrifying possibility posed by Project Bluebeam, a theory that challenges every notion of truth, reality, and control. Project Bluebeam first surfaced in the 1990s, introduced by Canadian investigative journalist Serge Monastir, claimed to have uncovered a top-secret plan devised by NASA and the United Nations not to explore space or promote peace, but to stage a worldwide deception, so powerful it would permanently alter the human experience. He said this plan involved the manipulation of belief systems, the destruction of historical truths, and the implementation of a new global religion, all achieved through advanced holographic technology and psychological warfare. According to Monast, Project Bluebeam would unfold in 4 chilling phases, each one targeting the human psyche, social structure, and spiritual core. Phase 1, the rewriting of history, a systematic effort to destroy the credibility of all major religions through staged discoveries. Imagine archaeologists announcing the unearthing of a 10,000-year-old tablet buried beneath Antarctica that contradicts the story of creation, or a lost gospel that presents Jesus not as divine, but as a political activist. These discoveries wouldn't be accidents. They would be carefully planted, digitally fabricated, and globally publicized. The goal: to dismantle spiritual certainty. The belief systems of billions would collapse under the weight of false evidence. People would begin to question their faith, their values, their purpose. And when you shake the very foundation of belief, you create a vacuum, a spiritual void waiting to be filled. That's when the architects of Bluebeam would strike again, offering a new truth, one that unifies all under a single narrative. Phase 2 is the most cinematic: the false alien invasion. Imagine every corner of the Earth, from New York to Tokyo to Cape Town, witnessing the same apocalyptic event in the skies. A massive display of holograms, projected from satellites orbiting the planet, would create lifelike alien ships, impossible celestial phenomena, and godlike figures descending from the heavens. It wouldn't just be a light show, it would be the most convincing theatrical production ever created. This technology, according to theorists, already exists. We've seen glimpses, holograms of celebrities performing posthumously, 3D projections that defy logic, but that's only scratching the surface. Bluebeam, they say, uses advanced laser projection systems combined with atmospheric ionization to create solid-looking images in the sky. Ships would appear to cast shadows, light would reflect realistically, some might even interact with buildings and landscapes, and the deception wouldn't stop at sight. Infrasound and low-frequency audio signals would be broadcast alongside the holograms, transmitting directly into the human brain. People wouldn't just see ships, they'd hear voices, commands, prophecies. They'd feel what they believe is a divine presence communicating directly with them. And because the voices are customized to each culture, each region would experience a tailored religious vision: Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Vishnu, each claiming to be the one true figure, only to later unify into a single identity. The effect would be chaos, religious wars, riots, governments collapsing under spiritual hysteria. And in the midst of this breakdown, people would cry out for unity, for leadership, for someone to end the madness. That's when the next phase begins. Phase 3 is the psychological siege: mass mind control through electromagnetic manipulation. Using HAARP-like technologies and ELF, extremely low-frequency waves, Bluebeam would begin influencing brain activity on a massive scale. Research shows that specific frequencies can stimulate emotions: fear, aggression, euphoria. Combine this with synchronized holographic events, and entire populations could be manipulated into states of panic, submission, or even worship. Theorists point to past experiments: MK-Ultra remote viewing programs, classified DARPA projects, all exploring the fragility of the human mind. Now imagine those experiments perfected and scaled globally. People would begin experiencing visions, they'd feel watched. Some would become convinced they were abducted, others that they had divine missions. Mental health crises would explode. Governments would respond by enacting stricter controls. Dissenters would be labeled mentally unstable. The masses would beg for intervention. And that's when Phase 4 arrives. The savior, a global leader, artificial or human, emerges from the chaos. This figure, projected simultaneously across the globe using the same holographic tech, promises peace, order, and salvation. They claim to be the fulfillment of all prophecies, the reconciler of all faiths, the architect of a new age. This being, whether a generated or a carefully groomed political figure, becomes the centerpiece of the New World Order. People, shattered by fear and confusion, embrace this new leader without resistance. Digital currencies are introduced. Biometric IDs become mandatory. A global social credit system is implemented for security, and those who question it, silenced, branded as threats to humanity. The illusion becomes reality, and the population becomes enslaved not by chains, but by consent. But here's the question that lingers in the dark. What if Project Bluebeam has already started? Consider the growing normalization of UFOs in mainstream media. Just a few years ago, the US government began officially releasing footage of unidentified aerial phenomena. Former intelligence officials openly talk about encounters. Whistleblowers claim that recovered alien crafts exist in secret bases, yet there's no full disclosure, just enough to get the public talking. Is this transparency or preparation? Social media platforms are flooded with videos of strange lights, mysterious sounds from the sky, and bizarre weather patterns. Some are easily debunked, others remain unexplained. Could these be early tests? Micro-experiments to gauge public reaction, to condition the masses for something bigger? Hollywood also plays a suspicious role. The past 2 decades have seen a flood of alien-themed content. Independence Day, Arrival, The Fifth Wave, Nope, The Tomorrow War, and countless others. These aren't just blockbusters, they're blueprints, subtle narratives reinforcing the idea of a looming extraterrestrial threat. And conveniently, the heroes are always global governance or secretive agencies. Even technology is converging toward this goal. Deepfakes can mimic any person. Voice cloning is indistinguishable from the real thing. Augmented reality can project entities into our field of vision using nothing more than glasses. Neuralink and other brain interface projects aim to merge thought with machine. It's not science fiction, it's happening now. The tools needed for Bluebeam are no longer hypothetical. Monas died in 1996 of a heart attack, shortly after publishing his findings. His death was sudden and suspicious. Fellow conspiracy theorists believe he was targeted, silenced before he could reveal more. Some of his documents disappeared, others were never published. And yet, his warnings live on, spreading through forums, videos, and whispered conversations among the paranoid and the curious. Skeptics argue that Bluebeam is nothing more than fantasy, a convenient mashup of Cold War paranoia, technological anxiety, and spiritual fear. But ask yourself, how much of what Monas predicted is now plausible, or worse, how much has already happened? We live in an era where perception can be manipulated in real time. News can be faked, history can be rewritten, people can be silenced, cancelled, and erased. If Bluebeam were to be activated tomorrow, would anyone be able to tell what was real? Would you? And perhaps the most unsettling thought of all, maybe we wouldn't want to know. Maybe we've grown so dependent on screens, narratives, and external validation that we've already surrendered our sense of truth. Maybe the illusion is more comforting than reality. Project Bluebeam isn't just about aliens or religion. It's about control. It's about turning the sky itself into a weapon. It's about using fear as a gateway, faith as a lever, and technology as a cage. Whether it's real or not, the theory serves as a mirror reflecting our vulnerabilities, our blind spots, and our willingness to believe what we're shown. So next time you look up at the sky and see something you can't explain, don't just pull out your phone. Don't just laugh it off. Ask yourself, who benefits if I believe this? Who controls the narrative? And what are they preparing us for? Because if Project Bluebeam is real, we're not waiting for it. We're already living it.